In the liabilities, it is 2000, 6% preference shares of rupees 100, 4,000 equity shares of 100 each, and 6,000 equity shares of 100 each, 50 paid up, 6% debentures, then mortgage on land and building is 2 lakh, unsecured creditors 1,80,000, provision for IT or IT payable is 20,000, total comes to 15 lakh. In the asset side, land and building 4 lakh, plant and machinery 4 lakh 40,000, stock 2 lakh, debtors 2 lakh, cash at bank 60,000, PL account 2 lakh. Why this PL account is in asset side? Because the company is incurring loss, so that's why it has written under asset side. Then in the additional information, it has given preference shareholders arrear for 3-year dividend. Legal expenses is 16,000. Assets realized or and liquidator is given 2% on asset realized and 3% on amount paid to unsecured creditors. This question has an incomplete one because it has not given the asset realized. I will give you the in the additional information in the asset realized. It has not given. So while solving this answer, I will show you how much asset has realized. Write down this question first. Yeah, in this question, the asset realized, it is, I have not written here what are the asset realized. You just write down the question. The assets which were realized, I will give you while solving the question. Okay. You just write down that what are assets realized after completion of the solution. Okay, shall I proceed for the answer? Here, liquidation of finance statement. Please let me complete my answer. Then I will give you few minutes to ask doubts. Okay. If you have any doubts, I will clarify your doubts. The assets which were realized is land and building, land and building is 4,80,000. Then plant and machinery, is 3,60,000. Then stock 1,40,000. Then debtors 1,20,000. Okay. Then again cash is there. Cash is 60,000. Okay, the realized assets is land and building 4,80,000, machinery 3,60,000, stock 1,40,000, debtors 1,20,000. Cash is not included while realizing the asset. Okay, because while we are calculating the liquidator remuneration, in that we have written that 2% of asset realized, the commission part is given. So asset realized is only this part, this much. It doesn't include cash. Okay, then it comes to 11,60,000. The total whole part, the assets and also the cash. Now I will make a column here, 11,60,000. You also make a note of this 11,60,000, because out of this 11,60,000 we have to make the payment of the whole 9 items in the right hand side. Secured creditors, liquidator, remuneration, expenses, preferential creditors, all these things. Okay, just wait a moment. Okay, 11,60,000. First is we have to give for the secured creditors. By secured creditors. How much is that? Secured creditors is 2 lakh rupees. So I will write down here 2 lakh rupees. Okay. Now we are left with 9,60,000. Then second one is we have to give liquidator remuneration. In this liquidator remuneration, we are giving 2% on asset realized and 3% on unsecured creditors and preferential creditors. First, we will write down the 2% on asset realized. How much is this amount? Asset realized is 11 lakh rupees. Okay. This comes to 11 lakh into 2%. This is 22,000. So here we have to deduct out of 9,60,000, we are giving 22,000 as remuneration on asset realized. 22,000. Okay, now we have 9,38,000. Then we will give to legal expenses. Sorry, legal expenses. How much in the question they have given? That is 16,000 rupees. Okay. Again, we have to deduct the 16,000 rupees from the 9,38,000. Now we are left with the 9,22,000. The next one is preferential creditors. Please remember that table what I have given, the liquidators of finance statement, liquidation of companies, 9 items will come in the right hand side. And according to that 9 items, we have to give the amount to the each person. Preferential creditors, how much is there? That is 20,000. In the question they are given. So we have to deduct here 20,000 out of 9,22,000. Now we are left with 9,02,000 rupees. When we are given the 20,000 to the preferential creditors, we have to calculate the commission to the liquidator. How much is the commission? 3%. That is 600 rupees. Okay, then we have to deduct this 600 rupees also out of 9,02,000 rupees. Now we are left with 9,01,400 rupees. Then after giving to the preferential creditors, now we will give for the unsecured creditors. Sorry, debenture holders. Debenture holders. How much is the amount for the debentures? 2 lakh, 20,000, 2 lakh rupees. Okay. But here we have to give the dividend for the dividend debenture holders. How much for the 2 lakh? How much we have to give? 6% debenture interest. So I will calculate here how much we have to give. 2 lakh into 6% debenture. So it will comes to 12,000 rupees. But in the question, you see what is the all payment made on date? What date they have made the payment? 30 9/2017 means they have paid only the half yearly amount. That's all. 9 is if you calculate 2 lakh into 6% into 9 divided by 12, 6 months half yearly they have calculated. After the April, April is 1, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. It has given. Means it will comes to 6 months. So we'll write here 2 lakh into 6% into 6 divided by 12. 6 divided by 12 is 0.5. I'll write down 0.5. Okay, now it comes to 6,000 rupees. So you'll give 2 lakh plus 6,000 rupees. So now we have to give we have to deduct 2 lakh 6,000 out of 9 lakh 1,400 because we are left with that amount. So that's why we have to deduct this amount because we have made a payment. Okay, now we are left with 6,95,400 rupees. Next we will give to, after debenture we will give to unsecured creditors. How much is the unsecured creditor amount? That is, in the question they are given the creditors in the left hand side, liability side, that is 1,80,000 rupees. So we'll give 1,80,000. And here we will deduct out of 6,95,400, we will deduct 1,80,000. Now we are remaining with 5,15,400 rupees. Okay. And after giving to the unsecured creditors, in the question they have written that 3% on amount paid to unsecured creditors, we have to make the payment to the liquidator remuneration. 3% on unsecured creditors. %3 of 1,80,000. That will comes to 18 to the 36. 18 3 is 54. Sorry. Then 5,400 rupees. Again, we have to deduct this 5,400 rupees out of 5,15,400 rupees. Now we are left with 5,10,000 rupees only. Then we have to give for the preference shareholders. How much is the amount for preference shareholders? In the question they are given 2 lakh rupees. But in the additional information they are given preference shareholders arrear is for 3-year dividend. 2 lakh rupees plus 3-year dividend we have to give. And what is the amount is 6%. 2 lakh on 6%. 6% on 2 lakh rupees. Okay. For 1 year it will be 12,000 rupees. For the 3 years it will be 36,000. This means 2 lakh plus 36,000. Okay, I will write down here. 2 lakh is the basic amount we have to give. Anyhow, we have to give. Plus, additionally, we have to give the 3-year dividend to the preferential holders. And at what rate of interest we have to give? We have to give at 6% because it is mentioned in the question. So 2 lakh into 6% is 12,000. That is for 1 year, and we have to give for 3 years. Means 12,000 into 3, 36,000 rupees. So 2 lakh plus 36,000. Okay. Then after giving to the preferential holders, we have to deduct this amount from the 5 lakh 10,000 rupees. Now we are left with the 2 lakh 74,000 rupees. So now carefully please listen here, because this is the tricky part. Yesterday also I was telling you this one only. I will write down here. Equity shareholders. So in the question, how much equity shareholders they have given? They have given is 4,000 equity share of rupees 100 each, means it is fully paid. And then again 6,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each, 50 paid up. Means in this question, they have given the 6,000 equity shareholders, they have paid only 50. Remaining 50 they have not yet paid. Okay. So how to calculate how much amount will the 4,000 equity shareholders will get, and how much amount the 6,000 equity shareholders will get. Okay. This is the calculation we have to make here. Please listen carefully and watch properly how I am going to calculate, because we are left with only 2,74,000 rupees. Okay. So we have to make equally, so to give the remaining amount to the equity shareholders. In that 4,000 equity shareholders, it has given 100 rupees fully. So we have to give how much we have to give when comparing to the 6,000 equity shareholders. The 4,000 equity shareholders have given the full amount. Means the difference is 100 minus 50 is only 50. So 4,000 equity shareholders, they have given 50 rupees extra comparing to the 6,000 equity shareholders. Okay. So we have to make payment of 50 rupees extra what 4,000 equity shareholders they have given. So here is the calculation: 4,000 into 50 rupees they have given. So it comes to 2 lakh rupees. Okay, I will write down here 4,000 equity shareholders. First, they are entitled to give 2 lakh rupees because they have paid the full amount. How much full amount they have paid when comparing to the 6,000 equity shares? They have given extra 50 rupees when we are comparing to the 6,000 equity shareholders. Okay. Now we have to make here 2 lakh rupees. We have made payment to the 4,000 equity shareholders. Now we are left with 74,000 rupees only. So now if you see the question, 4,000 equity shareholders of rupees 100 each. Now it is not 100 each. Now it is 50 each, because 50 rupees payment we have made already here. 4,000 into 50 rupees, we have made the payment 2 lakh rupees. Okay. Then we are left with 74,000 rupees. Now the 4,000 equity shareholders and the 6,000 equity shareholders have each, they have equal amount. The paid up amount is equal, 50 and 50. So now we can take out the ratio of that both the equity shareholders. Then we will distribute the money, the remaining money, 74,000 rupees. How we have to take out the ratio is 4,000 is to 6,000 rupees we have to make. 4,000 is to 6,000. Now the ratio will comes to 2 is to 3. Okay, the ratio is 2:3. So we have to distribute the amount plus 74,000 in a ratio 2:3. So how we have to write is 74,000 into, for the 4,000 equity shareholders, ratio is 2 by 5. How 5 has come? 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 divided by 5. So when we calculate 74,000 into 2 by 5, we'll get 29,600 rupees. Yes, 29,600 rupees. So we will make the payment to the 4,000 equity shareholders. 2 lakh plus 29,600. Two lakh 29,600. Totally we gave to 4,000 equity shareholders. And for the 6,000 equity shareholders, how we have to calculate? The amount is 74,000 into 3 divided by 5. Okay, that is 74,000 into 3 divided by 5. 44,400 rupees. In this one, we will write down 29,600 we have to deduct, then 44,400. Okay, now we have amount left is 0 rupees. So we have given to last is equity shareholders. Okay, this is the end of the answer. And please, if you have any question, just text me. If you have any doubt, please ask me. Or you can raise the hands. I will unmute them. Secure creditors is 2 lakh rupees. That is, in the question they have given mortgage on land and building is 2 lakh rupees. 2 lakh rupees we have made a mortgage on land and building. So the mortgage, it is also called to be as a secured loan. So secured loan is nothing but secured creditors. You have to assume it like that. Okay, did you get that? Now secured creditors is 2 lakh rupees. We have made a mortgage on land and building. Mortgage means we are keeping something in the bank to get a loan. That keeping something is the term is known as a mortgage. So that is a secured credit, the secured one. So we are taking secured loan. See, one student has asked me what is the entry if secured creditor has high value and the asset has lower value. I will clear you one thing that when we are going for the taking loan from the bank, this mortgage concept will comes in under banking only. When we are going to bank, one second. When we go to bank for asking any loan against purchase of anything or we are requirement of working capital, so we will keep mortgage to that to get the loan amount. The loan how much amount we want is we suppose we want 1 lakh rupees. So how much mortgage we can keep is till 1 lakh rupees only we will keep the mortgage. That's all. Or in other words, we will call as collateral. We'll keep only how much amount we require, that much amount of mortgage we will keep in the bank to get the loan. Okay, then so we cannot give a mortgage on above how much amount we want. If we want 1 lakh rupees, then we will keep as 1 lakh rupees as a mortgage. That's all. Okay, did you get that?